Hey, how's it going in the studio? I'm gonna be talking about potential grant that you can or your business can receive for keeping records or preventing those records from. If you're looking to perhaps save some important information, whatever case might be, we're gonna take a look at in more detail in the video of what would be required to receive financial support when it comes to uh, protecting all the record information, whatever that might be. It might be as physical records or digital records. Let's take a look at information that I was able to find online. The National Archives, the Archives and Records Association, and the British Records Association are today pleased to launch a Records at Risk Fund. This new collaborative fund will support urgent intervention to save physical and digital records facing immediate peril across the United Kingdom. I'm taking this information from website, the National Archives website. So, since I was reading some information on the grants, so perhaps worth revising that as well. But either way, let's finish with this one. I'll jump into the next one in a minute. We have created this fund in response to increased risk of vulnerable collections being lost or disappear in the wake of a pandemic. In 2020, the National Archives awarded grants from the government due to a word I cannot mention since my video will be highlighted. Let's say 19, right? Let's call it 19. Archives Fund, right? This is new partnership program built on the experience. Records at Risk Fund will continue to focus on records unprotected by legislation, such as archives of businesses, charities, and individuals, and will help organizations that do not have resources to respond to collective at immediate risk of any reason, whatever case might be. If it's something that you currently undergoing or you need some assistance with, there's a fund up there. Limited funding is available, but applicants will be able to apply for funds of up to £5,000, which will help cover the cost of range of urgent activities needed to transfer vulnerable materials to save custody. These archives could include transporting and temporarily storing the records, purchasing uh, conservation and packaging materials like cardboard boxes or so. If we're talking about physical materials, or perhaps labels, black markers, labeling all the records, right? If we're talking about physical records, or emergency conservation work such as decontamination. Successful applicants could also use the grant to carry out on-site appraisal of the records at risk or to gain expertise from the freelance consultant. If it's something that you're interested in how to store records and everything, I'm calling you. This project is like a black box, right? So whatever information you might be collecting, as well as there's another grant available for people or businesses who are looking to improve their understanding and willing to undergo some additional education, some courses, right? You yourself or as a group, every individual can receive. I'm not entirely sure about the actual amount. I think it was 500 pounds worth of educational materials about how to store, collect all the information and how to archive that information. From my understanding, I don't have those qualifications, but I was in the future might worth taking a look at some of those areas since information is overall very, very important for all the businesses out there. If you haven't already, if you have done a lot of research, if you have collected a lot of information, perhaps you did a lot of case studies, you have spent a lot of time collecting all the data, or you have so whatever case might be. Sometimes wherever you might find yourself in, right, whatever situation, right, you might need to do a lot of research before you can progress and actually start a business, right? So if it's something that perhaps you need support with from government and some of the government institutions, to say the least, perhaps you can reach out to them and ask about best way of storing your data, collecting your data, all those ins and outs, right? As well as some of those government institutions who most likely been funded by government. There's funding available. Either you need to undergo training or you need additional support, financial support, what to do with data that you have collected. I have published a book about fitness, everything related to fitness. That would be eating, resting, lifting weight, all these areas that would be important for many people. Either you are entering your journey into fitness, or if you have been lifting weight for quite some time, I have published so much information with potentially some information I wasn't able to find myself, and I have read all the top books, and some of those books were missing a lot of information. But either way, the way how I structure this book, that should be a lot easier to understand, if anything, as well as, if anything, motivate you and help you to achieve your goals, fitness goals that you might be interested in setting for yourself. You can find this book in the description below, as well as Top Retailers has it. Let's take a look at one of the examples up there that I managed to find. That would be BBC News, and I'll be taking a look at one of the articles up there. The Bristol teacher archive grant to save at-risk records. So, University of Bristol teacher archive is to receive government grant to stop valuable records being lost forever. The teacher collection, one of the world's leading archives of Bristol teacher, will get over £25,000 from National Archives. So they will receive a grant of over 25,000 to. I don't know what that is, teachers. So would that be records, notes from everything what they were doing? Perhaps some of the traveling that they were doing, as well as organizing all the paperwork, which might be important. Whatever the case might be, I don't know, pictures. I don't know, pictures might be important, which is great. For 25,000, you can hire a person to do that. Since for 5,000, that is available for the rest of the people out there, for the rest of the business. So can you hire a person for that? You can hire someone 5 hours a day, I guess, to organize all the documents and bring all your documentation in order for 5,000, right? For 25,000, you might be able to hire a person for a year to organize all the documents, all the paperwork. So that's a difference, right? So I don't know, do I need to reach out to some of those organizations to receive 25K so I can hire someone? Or perhaps to just have some compensation, right? Or access to some of the software solutions, whatever case might be, whatever would be required for the rest of the business to get all the documentation, all the paperwork in order. That would be very important. All the pictures, I don't know, teacher, what you're dealing with. But either way, that's just an example of some of the companies out there who have received some funding that I managed to find. But that's just an example, but there might be other companies who, depending on the size of operations, while they might have a lot more work compared against it, right? So if it's something that heavy on the paperwork, right? So some of those companies might require a lot more funding in comparison, right? If anything, let's have some takeaways right from this video. It's very important to keep all the documents, all the records very well organized, right? As well as keeping all the records, having all the notes, as well as considering having all the notes, perhaps digital notes, but again, having them protected and kept them safely. If anything, consider having like a black box, I guess, somewhere digital, as well as offline. Perhaps if you're interested in having online something like a cold cold storage, right, where you can keep everything offline. So all the documentation, everything will be labeled in the first place, as well as keeping all the documents safely. That will potentially can prevent a lot of mistakes from happening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.